Hey there, it's John Pagulayan again, founder of the Freelance Movement, and welcome to video number two of this three-part free video training series. Are you ready? Now, what you're gonna see inside this video is very important because aside from our continuation from the last video lesson, I'm gonna give you at least three of the simplest ways to get clients. Plus, if you stick around, I'm gonna show you an actual video of me doing it and an actual prospect responding to my message. This right here is important because if you know you can get clients whenever you want and wherever you want, even if you don't have the experience, the skills, or the credentials, building a freelance business doesn't seem to be scary anymore. You no longer feel the uncertainty when you know you can get a client anytime you want. And more importantly, this erases the whole notion that freelancing is unstable. I mean, why would it be when you can get a client as soon as the next day, like I'd show you in this video, right? Take Jan Michael, for example. Sabi niya dito, just wow, awestruck by how God provides for our family's needs, sharing another win that seals the deal for my first $999 from copywriting. Client 1, $400, client 2, $100, client 3, $499, and all these were done in just under a month. Now, here's another one from Alpha, who reached her six-figure monthly income in just 6 months. Sabi nga niya dito, achievement unlocked, 3 months inside the tribe, and I finally reached my six-digit income. Now, there's also Eliza, who's able to close this much in just less than a month of knowing the exact principles I'm about to show you from simply being a newbie. And there's also Daryl, who went from being a total newbie to getting a client in just 2 weeks. In fact, ito nga yung sabi niya, di ba? Since newbie, I have tried following the guides, pero before ko ginawa, ask man if it's okay to skip, okay lang naman daw, kasi nandun yung need ko na sagot. Ayun ginawa ko. Ginawa lang niya yung mga instructions dito. And guess what? He got a client. And also Pearl. Sabi ni Pearl, di ba? Who after 23 days have been able to close a 30,000 peso deal. And by the way, it's paid up front. Sabi niya dito, for almost 23 days in being in a tribe, all I can say is I'm overwhelmed with the support. Support pa lang, sulit na ang binayad namin. When we say that she was paid up front, meaning she was paid even before she does the work. So, for you just starting out and not exactly sure how to go about getting clients, well, video training number 2 is just right for you. You'll discover how ordinary people like you and me can start your very own work from home online freelancing business even during the times of COVID, and why it's critical that you focus on this right now.
I've got to shape up, focus, and come up with real solutions to my problems.
But before we do that, we're going to do a short recap of video number 1, which by the way, you should be watching before this video. Have you watched it? If not, I suggest watching it first before you dive in deep on the second one. You'll find the first video at the top of this page. Because in video number 1, we showed you how you too can start having your own thriving freelance business, even if you think you don't have the knowledge to pull it off, the experience, or the credentials to actually get your first client. Now, in it, we also talked about how this pandemic accidentally created six-figure and seven-figure Filipino earners. And the first two things you should do to attract the type of clients you want to work with. We talked about that in video number 1. In fact, we had over tens of thousands of people watch that first video and have over hundreds of messages and comments telling us how they enjoyed and learned a lot from that first video alone. In fact, some people said it was a game changer. Some said naman na they could not believe how it was mind-blowingly simple daw. And others are just plain happy to find out that there is such a thing as freelancing, and they're more than happy to share the opportunity.
For realskis?
So, if you haven't seen that video, go back, watch it now, and then you come back to this one. Because from there, we're gonna build on what we discussed by sharing with you the number one thing you must master if you want to easily get clients regardless of your experience and knowledge. Now, think of this as your next step towards getting your first client. So here's what the thing that you should be able to master. It's called connecting. Compared to what most online freelancers do, this is an entirely new way of getting clients, so you'll want to pay close attention.
Just listen really, really closely.
Because when you know how to do this, yung mga agam-agam mo and the fears about online freelancing is gonna be replaced with confidence and hope. And our goal is to break you free from the common belief that keeps most of us trapped. This way, you'll never have to worry about the usual feast and famine cycle that most freelancers fall victim to. Because I'm not sure if you heard of it, but most people kasi they associate online freelancing with being unstable. Kumbaga, may client minsan, sa susunod wala. Na kesyo, wala daw kasiguraduhan yung ganitong gawain. But what I'm gonna show you today should convince you otherwise. I will show you the process we use to enable ordinary people, both employed or unemployed, to get clients almost on demand. It's the same process my students have been using to generate these kinds of results. Like Grace Ann, who sabi niya dito, public school teacher ako and went on leave last June dahil under fertility workup. Zero knowledge and experience from freelancing at business. But guess what? She was able to close $1,000 deal with zero knowledge. Or Jedi, sabi niya dito, college student closed her first premium client even without experience and even without a portfolio. And now, Jedi has their own, they have their own agency with her sister and are now choosing the clients they actually want to work with. Then there's Rences. Diba? Sabi niya, yung 2 months na net salary ko sa corporate, 6 weekend days lang na freelancing work. And then sabi niya dito, baka ma-motivate ka rin to take action because totoo pala na gumagana yung tri-way freelancing. Ayun nga, full-time employee ako and relative maganda naman yung company ko ngayon. Sabi ko pa sa kanya, 250 to 1,000 ang rate ko per dashboard kasi di pa ako marunong magpresyo. Bala ko sana $500 lang i-charge kasi di naman super hirap yung project. Pero yung client na mismo yung nagpresyo ng $1,000 for one dashboard. Si Rensis is closing $1,000 projects on the side while working full-time. So how did they end up getting those results? Well, you'll find out inside today's video lesson. Now, anywho, we got a lot to cover today, so be sure to have your pen and paper ready to take notes as you follow along. The moment kasi that you start to go freelance, it's inevitable. Di mo may iwasan that you hit a few roadblocks. If you started doing freelancing na, you might have experienced some of them already. Like, for example, di ka ba nagtataka kung saan ka ba kailangan mag-apply? Paano ba maghanap ng kliyente? Saan ba kumukuha ng clients, di ba? At saka, iba't iba pang questions that most newbies have. Pero, ito yung sa akin kapag tinanong mo naman sila, sino ba yung ideal client para sa'yo? Most of the time, hindi nila alam. They'd probably say something like, di ko alam di ba pwede lahat maging clients? Well, that's where the problem is. There's no way you can find something or someone you don't even know. Which is why if you remember in video number 1, we really emphasized and hammered the importance of having a specific market. Bakit? Well, this is one of the reasons why. Because if you don't have the clarity on who you want as a client, it's gonna be 100 times harder to get clients. Pero biro.
This is so hard!
In fact, imagine this. Imagine na ikipaglaro ka ng taguan, pero hindi mo alam, di mo kilala yung mga kalaro mo. Kakayanin mo ba? Matataya mo ba sila? Ang hirap, di ba? Now again, if I'm making an extreme example, it's because I want to prove a point. Kasi it becomes easy to find something when you're specific with who or what exactly you're looking for. Because the truth of the matter is, if you know who you want to find, you'll suddenly see clients everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Like Junji, for example, who finds clients through his Facebook feed. Bakit Facebook? Because his ideal clients are running Facebook ads. Saan ba makikita yung mga nagrarun ng Facebook ads? Di ba? Sa Facebook. Now, the best part, Junji closed the deal at 99,000 pesos. By the way, this is a local client. So sa mga nagsasabi na wala namang Pinoy na magbabayad ng mahal, guess what? 99,000. In fact, after a month and a half, they asked me to manage their ad creatives and social media for an additional 100K each month. That's 200K all in all. The even better part is that Junji shared the exact proposal he sent to that particular client and shared it inside our group. Para yung iba din matuto rin and would know how to exactly charge those kinds of fees. Now, you can also find clients through personal network like Constant. Sabi niya dito, collab with my ex-corp colleagues is a go. Some find clients then through their other freelancers like Sendry. Kumbaga, she's gotten a $5,000 client from another freelancer. And some clients naman, some freelancers find clients naman through social media, like Alfie, who uses social media to find clients. Sabi niya, I happen to do 20 connects, di ba? Remember? Must master connecting. Sabi niya, I happen to do 20 connects. And then today, may 4 leads na ako, which may lead to a call then, or to being a client. Then of course, there are freelancers then in our group who are using freelancing sites like Upwork, online jobs, Elance, and other freelancing sites. Now, I just want to say this because job sites almost always get a bad reputation for having cheap clients. However, let me tell you right now, you can get quality ones as well if and only if you follow the process which I'll be showing you here and on the third video, like most of our tribe members are doing. Like Justin, who closed a $3,000 deal on onlinejobs.ph, or Gel, whose rate is now $20 per hour and higher na ata since then. The best part, she didn't have to do a lengthy proposal. She simply used the exact things you learn in this video and on the third one. And Maria, who's able to close an $88 per hour inside Upwork naman. Diba? Ang saya. Well, some of our members get clients from basically anywhere. Ito, tulad nito, ni Marilyn. Getting client on her doorstep. I met my second client sa mismong pinto ng condo. And then there's Tisha, who turned a derma visit into a client onboarding. Or Joshua, who has built an agency using what others consider as a dating app. Sabi nga niya dito, yung mga nakuha niyang client galing ng Omegle and Tinder. By the way, Joshua has now already built an agency using this as his way of getting clients. See that? Like I said, clients are everywhere, but only if you know who it is exactly that you're looking for. Now, other freelancers would be watching this and think getting clients is all about luck. Well, the good news is it's not. In fact, try this. Post inside a freelancing community group, like any freelancing community group, and ask them on how to get clients, and it won't be long before people would actually comment something like this. Gawa ka lang ng Upwork profile tapos pray ka for clients to find you. Or, tsaga-tsaga lang sa paghihintay best, may darating din na client. Diba? Now, I have nothing against praying or having the patience to wait, but if your business relies on divine intervention or luck, diba sugal yun?
It really is gambling.
Now, it's no wonder freelancing is dubbed as one of the most unstable ways to make a living because we treat it like it's gambling. And I don't want to say this, but what most people wanting to start a freelancing business have is a wish, not a business. And sadly, this is the so-called truth that most aspiring and even veteran freelancers have come to accept. Kumbaga, para sa kanila, normal na yon na inconsistent ang income, even for those who have been in this industry for years. And it's a notion that keeps away yung mga gusto tuloy mag-freelancing. Kasi paano ka naman, di ba? Paano ka naman gaganahan kung pag-search mo sa Google, ito yung makikita mo. The unstable path, di ba? Solid stable, unstable income. Sino ba namang di matatakot? Yet, what most freelancers don't realize is this. Inconsistent freelancing income is a myth. And it's a myth that stops freelancers from truly enjoying the very reasons why they decide to do freelance in the first place. But here's the thing. When online freelancing is done right, freelancing can give you a predictable six-figure income at the very least and beyond month after month, just like what we talked about in video number 1. In fact, I'd like you to imagine this. You wake up, walang alarm clock, syempre, freelancer ka. You roll over, check your phone, Facebook, Instagram. You hop out of bed, you run through your morning routine. I don't know, gusto mong mag-yoga. Then grab breakfast, drink your coffee, and then bigla mo naisip, parang gusto kong kumuha ng client ngayon. So, you simply do what we're about to show you today, and then boom, you get replies from half a dozen prospects who are dying to work with you. I know this sounds like something straight from a fairy tale, right? But that right there is a sample screenshot of my inbox whenever I send out a message that I'm taking on new clients. And it's not just me. They're set. Sabi nga dito, my pipeline of clients ay umaapaw. Halos dalawang connect nga lang daw yung nagamit niya for Upwork Overflowing pipeline of future clients. And then there's Dina. Sabi niya dito, not too shabby, fully booked for the next couple of months. And here's Bea. So, sabi dito ni Bea, I'm fully booked until June and won't be accepting new projects. Is she so fully booked? She's giving away referrals. Nakakatawa, di ba? And that's what you want when starting a business. Predictability. When an online freelancing business doesn't need capital to start, at the very least, your mind should be free from all the stress and uncertainty. And with that, what you're going to learn today, pretty much 100% control over how often you'd like to take clients and how many clients ang gusto mong kunin. In fact, I'd like to share with you this quote by Avram Chomsky. It's, by the way, he's a philosopher and a cognitive scientist, and he said, "You are responsible for the predictable consequences of your action." I don't know about you, but doesn't it feel good knowing that the power to change your life and your business is in your hands and not on luck, destiny, or anyone else's? Now, I do understand that it does feel a bit awkward if this is your first time getting exposed to these concepts. In fact, some of you would probably think, how is that even possible? Teka, paano nangyari yun? Well, before we go any further, it's important that I bring your attention to something that often gets overlooked as you begin to see this on a practical level. And if you ignore what I'm going to say next, it virtually guarantees na mahihirapan ka to make freelancing work for you. And it's this. If you treat freelancing as a job, because freelancing is not a job. It's easy to think it's a job, but it's not. In fact, this is a very dangerous assumption to make. And I don't want you guys falling into this trap. Ito kasi yun eh. At some point, most of us believe that freelancing is a job, myself included. And this big assumption is why so many freelancers, aspiring and old, are struggling. Think about it. If you treat freelancing as a job, what do you think will happen? If you treat freelancing as a job, like the way you work, the way you work in the office, you will simply wait for someone to tell you what to do. Kahit paghahanap ng client, inaasa natin na may gagawa para sa atin. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but that right there is an employee mindset. Kasi what if something happens and the client that you got, yung isang client na meron ka, no longer needs your services? What happens next? Diba? Siyempre, hanap ka naman ng client. At habang naghahanap, wala na namang pumapasok na income. And this is what makes freelancing unstable. Kaya may feast and famine. But the truth is, it's not freelancing that's unstable. It's the freelancer. Because when a freelancer treats his freelancing as a business, it's different. You control who you want to work with, when you want to work with them, including the time you're available to work with them. And if you have complete control sa pagkuha ng client, it doesn't matter if merong umalis. You have complete confidence you can get another one. Moreover, mas madali mag-charge ng malaki when you're not afraid to turn a client down. Diba? Matatakot ka ba mag-charge ng malaki kung madaming nag-aabang makatrabaho ka? So you would say, okay, I get it now. Pero paano kumuha ng client? Well, that's what we're gonna get in today's video. You see, as you've already seen earlier, there are many ways to get a client even in the most unlikely of places. We have examples, members getting clients on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, email, freelancing platforms, diba? Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, referrals, live events, and kahit sa bahay mo. Basically, anywhere your ideal client is hanging out. So long as you know exactly who you're looking for, you'll know exactly how to find and get them. Since we only have limited time together, let's focus on 3 simple but very effective client strategies. Now, the first one is called network reach out. It's one of the simplest and easiest ways to get your freelancing career started. In fact, it makes me sad really when most aspiring freelancers simply ignore their network, not knowing that they are wasting a gold mine of freelancing assets right under their noses. But there are 3 reasons why you should do this. Number 1, it doesn't require you to sell. Number 2, you can use it literally on any platform, whether IG, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And number 3, you don't have to proactively find your market because other people are gonna do it for you. Okay, so paano to? Paano to ginagawa? Well, basically, what you're gonna do is send a message to anyone, and I mean anyone in your network. Now, this is one of the best ways to get an online freelancing client. In fact, it works so well that Harvard Business School and other business schools in the US encourage this very same strategy throughout their academic period. Now, the reason they're doing this is that it can lead to some very serious business interactions, like $1 million transactions, which is why they often do networking events. Now, next thing you know, you're personally acquainted na pala with, opinion leaders of, lead industries, mga finance and tech, yung mga CEOs doon. That's the reason they're doing this. But for us, iba din ba, yung irereklamo natin, like, pero John, ayaw kasi magbenta sa mga kamag-anak. And I get it. Ayaw mo mapagkamalan ka na nang re-recruit sa networking. Now, the good news is, with the strategy you're about to do today, you don't have to. Hindi ka magbebenta. Hindi mo kailangang mag-invite para sa kape. You're simply gonna ask them a question. And what's the question? Ask them if they know someone who could use your help. That's it. No selling, walang pilitan, walang blackmailing. Di mo kailangan manlibre ng kape or tanungin ng mga kilala mo kung open-minded ba sila. Even better, you can send this to friends and family. They already know, like, and trust you, diba? And they'd be more than glad to help you. Business owners na kilala mo, and even other freelancers who are doing this with you. Now, all you have to do is send them a message. Now, if you're asking me, like, what does the message look like? Well, the message could be as formal as this. Hey John, do you know someone who's in the food and beverage space? You see, I'm taking my business in a new direction, and I'm planning to help restaurant owners get more orders online. And I was wondering if you know someone who could use my help. This is what the message looks like. Now, what do you notice? Simple lang. Remember on video number 1 and dito sa start ng video number 2, I talked about you should just be clear on who you serve and what problem you're solving. Same goes when you send this message, diba? Who am I serving? Restaurant owners. What problem am I solving? More, helping them get more orders online. So you could simply send this message and they'd be more than glad to give you a client. Now, it could be, like I said kanina, it could be as formal as this or something as informal as this one. Bax, may kakilala ka ba na nag-online selling? I'm planning kasi to help na magkaroon ng madaming viewers sa page nila para mas madami bumili. Meron ka ba kilala? Now, again, if you're gonna notice, right? It's an informal message, but at the very same time, it's clear on who she wants to serve, which is yung mga nag-online selling, and what problem are they solving? They solve the problem of not having any viewers. Simple lang, di ba? Now, no matter who you are, whether you're a corporate employee, a housewife, or just a friendly neighborhood tambay, I guarantee that you have a network of people whom you can reach out to. Take Pam, for example, who already has a huge agency, by the way, but still, she does network outreach religiously. Sabi niya dito, someone greeted, I pitched the magic words, and boom, instantly. What did she do? Ano ba yung mga magic words sinabi niya? Well, check this out. Sabi niya, my quick question, do you know someone who has a recruiting staffing agency? I'm taking my business in a new direction and planning to help out recruiting firms in their client acquisition efforts. I was wondering if you know who could use my help. You could use my help. Ang sabi ng prospect, well, I'm the VP for marketing for a national recruiting firm. So yes, I know some. Instant clients na agad. Let me know what you're thinking. Now, if this message looks familiar, that's because it's the same exact message template that I showed you earlier. Diba? Parehas lang. Sino ba yung tinutulungan ni Pam? Recruiting firms. What problem is she solving? Help them in their acquisition efforts. Diba? Client acquisition efforts. Okay, same thing with this example. Now, the best part about this is that not only does it work over the phone, email, or social media accounts, you can also do the strategy on other freelancing platforms. Sabi nga dito ni Mel, diba? I just sent this message and to my surprise, may nag-reply and eto na siya. Diba? Now, here's a bold prediction. 90% of who'll be watching this won't do this kasi they'll think that it's too simple to work. But for those who will, you're in for a pleasant surprise. Just like Sheba, sabi niya dito, honestly, na side track ko, I am more focused on network outreach and guess what? Papa ko pa pala ang makakatulong sa akin. Di ba? Kung hindi niya ginawa yung network outreach, hindi niya malalaman na yung papa niya makakatulong sa kanya. I'm currently handling one of the big projects in Gensan. The client is the boxing champ. Now, I'm pretty sure hindi naman na malaking sikreto kung sino yung boxing champ na yan with an initial of MP. Diba? Siya nag-handle ng social media accounts. But Guess what? It all started with the network outreach. That's one of the three simple strategies that I have for you today. Ready for the next one? Because the next strategy is what we call the social media outreach. Now, the strategy is simple. All you have to do is simply connect with people that you like to be your ideal clients. Now, when you say connect, John, ano yung ibig mong sabihin doon? Well, simple lang naman. When I say connect, it's simply sending a friend request. Yun lang. Yep, yun lang. Now, remember what we talked about in the first video? About when you have a profile that is specific on who you want to serve and what problem you're solving for them, getting a client can be as simple as sending someone a friend request. Now, check this out. Here's Julie Mar, who simply connected sa LinkedIn with a prospect by adding them as a connection. Sinabi lang niya, "Hi Jeremy, glad to connect with you. Hope everything's doing well." But guess what the reply is? "Thanks, Julie Mar. What is your copywriting rate?" Just by sending a simple message, the client is already interested on her service, even if she didn't even pitch it. There's also Giselle, diba, who started out just last January and come March is now able to close $3,000 retainer clients. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about retainers, but basically she's being paid $3,000 month after month after month. Paano? Simply by connecting. Tapos client na mismo ang nag-reach out sa kanya. Sabi nga dito, first lead, first DC, first client. What got me out of the slump was simply trusting the process. Tapos sabi niya dito, while connecting, di ba? Again, connecting, the client reached out to me and asked about my services. There you go. Tapos andyan din si Adam, who's able to close to $2,500 upfront. Binayaran siya, $1,000 monthly retainer, meaning month after month, $1,000 plus 15 to 20% commissions kapag may nabenta. His advice, do not stop connecting. Sabi niya dito, he's not necessarily looking for another VA, but he got so curious about sa offer ko, simply by connecting, and then boom, this happened. Now, sabi ko sa'yo, di ba, when you have a profile that is specific on who you want to serve and what problem you're solving for them, getting clients is easier. Kasi you can use it even when you're just casually talking to them. I suggest you give this one a read. It's an example from Isa. Sabi niya, "Hi Sheik, thanks for accepting my request. Glad to be connected." Simple, straight to the point. Sabi niya, "Hey Isa, thanks to you too. What do you do, by the way?" Now, instead of telling them, "Well, I do email or I do social media," or, sabi niya, "I help SaaS tech teams activate their new users via email and product tour." Sabi ng client agad, "Sounds interesting. I'm the founder of Botify. Diba? Would you like to have a call?" Client na mismo nagre-request kung pwede ba silang mag-call. Sabi niya dito, "Tell me how you can help and what things you can do and what we can possibly work together." Sabi ni Isa, "Cool, sure, would love to hop on a call with you." See how there's not even a hint of selling? All she did was add them as a contact, said, "Hi, glad to be connected," and when asked the question, "What do you do?" Sinabi niya, all she did was tell the prospect who she serves, SaaS tech teams, and what problem she is solving. Activate new users. Simple, di ba? Now, here's another example from Faye. Sabi ni Faye dito, aside from optimizing the design of my resume just by changing my About Me section, sinabi lang doon niya, "I help Amazon sellers increase revenue with effective product research methods. More clients responded to me sa OLJ compared to when I had a long and boring About Me section." Bakit nag-work? Kasi it's clear who her market is, di ba? Amazon sellers. And what problem is she helping them with? Increase revenue. Now, do you notice a trend? Do you notice a trend ba? Like when asked about what they do, all they tell people, okay, our best members, all they tell people is who they serve and what problem they are solving. Now, if you do this consistently, you'll never have any worries getting clients ever again. Just take Ari's word for it. Sabi niya dito, sharing my wins. Just want to share my recent win aside from my client na nag-fanboy sa first step ng the web design ko. She was able to buy their house and lot dito. And that's because she's applying this whole connecting strategy. So, ang freelancing niya, it's consistent, it's predictable. That's why she's able to get this. There's another one from Sarah. Katas ng freelancing, di ba? If you have a predictable and a secure freelancing business, wins like these are actually possible. Na tulad ni Sarah, who's now officially opening their very own gasoline station. Katas ng freelancing, fully paid in cash. Now, This is what we actually want for you. To be able to look back a year from now and have zero regrets about your decision of going freelance. Yun yung gusto namin. Now, while the first two client getting strategies are enough na to get you there, we'll be adding one more to your arsenal, and it's called the email strategy. Now, what's the strategy about? This strategy is all about using social media. Instead of using social media or sending people messages to get their business, you'll be using email. Now, does it work? Gumagana ba talaga yan? Yep. In fact, all these huge companies that you're seeing here on my screen started using this very same strategy that you're about to know to get their business off the ground. In fact, almost all the huge startup companies you're seeing now all started getting their funds and customers using email. So, if it worked for them, there's a very good chance it will work for you too as a freelancer. Check it out. Sabi ni Marian, first time kong itry. Diba? First time kong itry, and then boom, someone says, Marian, I'm interested in learning more about your services. Diba? Maybe we can chat next week. Client na mismo ang nag-aaya ng chat. Now, there's also an Abby who sent an email before she slept, tapos pagising niya, fake client na siya. Diba? From cold email to getting hired 2 weeks later, natulog ka lang, pagising mo, hired ka na. And then there's Rachel, okay, who booked a client despite the power interruptions from simply using cold email, closing the client for a $500 project in 40 minutes. And then there's also Marco, okay, who from a cold email, okay, cold email yung ginamit niya, and turning it into a $275 per hour paid consultation. Now, if you're thinking, like, ano yun? Like, paid consultation, ano yun? Freelancing ba yan? Yes, it's still freelance, considered freelancing. But, kumbaga dito, Marco is being paid $275 per hour to tell client what to do. That's it. Okay? Imagine being paid $275 per hour just to tell people or clients what to actually do. Di ba ang ganda? Now, for those who are wondering, ano kaya yung mga email na sinend nila? Patingin naman ng email. Well, let me show you. Let me show you an actual email template. Now, just a disclaimer, we have tons of templates inside the Freelance Movement Tribe depending on your experience. But this template that I'm going to show you will do. So, ito nga. Here's the actual template. So, hey John, came across your name while looking for companies doing personal development coaching. Jump on the line, and I work with personal development coaches to help them enroll more high-ticket coaching clients into their program. Just reaching out because I wanted to see if you're open to discussing your digital goals for 2022. Would you be open for a quick call? Happy to send over a few times. Thanks, John. Now, it's simple, straight to the point, but, okay, again, but if you're gonna notice, again, the trend, okay, notice the trend. I'm clear on who I want to serve, personal development coaches, and I'm also clear on what problem I'm solving. Help them enroll more high-ticket coaching clients. See what I mean? And in fact, when you do this right, following the template, here's what could happen. Sabi ni Romer, win, just close an email copywriting client for almost $4,000. Medyo mahabang process pero worth the wait naman. Now, if you know you can get a $4,000 client by sending a simple email, how many would you actually send? Some people would watch this and go, parang may kulang, or this looks too simple to work. Well, I can't blame you. Back then, I also thought I needed some special powers in order to get clients to actually notice me. Turns out, I didn't have to. In fact, to show you how simple this actually is, let me play an actual video of me doing this in real time. Okay, check it out.
Now, for the network reach out, what I'm gonna do is, yan. Okay, nga pala, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo guys, kailangan meron ka lang template, di ba? So, meron ka lang template. So, yung stopwatch nga pala, paki-play pala pa. Huwag niyo na munang patayin yung stopwatch. So, naka 10 minutes na tayo. So, para malaman natin kung gaano katagal talaga nag-outreach. Okay, game. So, network reach out, ilan ba kailangan natin? Dalawa lang. So, hey, blank. Yan, pupunta tayo sa Facebook. And new message. Message natin, nabawa, si Luis. So, ako naman to si Luis. Ay, hindi. Ito. Ganito na lang. Pupunta ako sa ano ko. Natin yung friends. Nga pala, network is within your network. So, punta ako sa friends. Wala akong friends. Nabawa, si Carlo, saka si Shoden. Ayun, nauna sila sa sa listahan. Nga pala, if you're doing network outreach, guys, Huwag tayong choosy. Kung ano yung nasa listahan mo na nauna, sila na yung unang kontakin mo. Yan. So, Carlo, ayan. So, message. Bro, pag nakatanggap ka sa akin ng message, bro, paki-stop na lang. Okay? Yan. Let's move this here. I was wondering if you know someone who could use my help. Yan. Yan. Smiley tayo. Ito natin. Carlo, bro. You know someone na blah, blah, blah. Kasi, pinatrasahin natin para mukha ng personal, ano. Para mukha siyang personal message. Baka mag-reply talaga si Carlo. Wala. Yan. Ganyan nga pala mag-send ng message ko sa para hindi kayo mukhang, ano yan, para hindi kayo mukhang copy-paste na inaano nyo lang lahat. Yan. So, I'm gonna, tapos na kay Carlo. Network outreach na yan. Message ko naman si Shods. Shods, bro! Yan. Yikes. Kalimutan ko yung template. Yan. Hey, Shods! Shods. Shods, bro. Yan. Do you know someone in the, ano? Kasi I'm taking my business and partida sobrang bagal ko pa talagang gumalaw nito, guys. Yan. So done. Ha. Okay. Next, gonna check network reach out. Guys, are you ano pa rin ba? Are you guys still okay? Are you following? So let's see. Okay. So anyway, let me know kung may tanong kayo. Let me know kung may hindi ka naintindihan. Let me know kung nabibilisan kayo sa ginagawa ko. Let me know kung medyo magulo. Let me know. Basta let me know if there's anything that you want to ask. Okay, I don't want to go through this whole thing tapos marami pa lang tanong sa isipan niyo, di ba? Yeah. Anyway, mali nga pala ako doon, guys. Mali ako doon. Like for example, yung mali ko. Hindi ko nakuha. Balik ako doon. Dapat pala, ginagawa ko doon. Yan, tulad nito. Carlo Shoden. Yan. Carlo. Okay. So, lalagay ko siya dito. Sa CCPP tracker. Yan. Prospect name, Carlo Mercado. Contact info, link. Okay. Hindi siya nabubura. Okay. Medyo mabagal yung internet ko, guys. Yan. Yan. Tapos link. Tapos ito, offer ko is lead gen for coaches. Yan. Yung isa naman, Shoden San. Ayan. Tingnan natin itong ano. Lead gen for coaches. So usually tatab na lang kapag ano. So anong ginawa natin dito? Network outreach. Okay. Ano bang date ngayon? Monday. Yan. Tara! Nakuha ba yun, guys? Nakuha ba? Yeah. Tanongin natin. I hope clear naman yan. Anyway, going back. Yan, action plan. Next, cold email. Yan. So, cold emails, assuming na alam ko na siya, di ba? So, alam ko na yung cold email. So, ang gagawin ko naman ngayon, pupunta na ako sa cold email template ko. Ayan. So, but anyway, ito yung sinasabi ko. Like, for example, ito. Di ba, dapat on a weekend, meron ka ng listahan ng at least 100 emails na pwede mong email for cold emails. As ang gagawin mo, to check mo yung website nila isa-isa. Para naman may masabi kang may maganda kang masabi. Di ba? Mahirap na yung email ka lang ng email tapos wala ka namang alam sa kung anong website nila. So, tingnan natin. Nga pala, I'm just, dito, extra step ko lang to, pinapatagal ko lang yung proseso. Kasi kung tutuusin, pwede mong i-copy-paste to, tapos isend mo na lang kagad dito sa mga email na nandito. Dito naman yung mga pangalan ng iba, hindi mo naman kailangan i-hanapin pa. Diba? But instead of doing that, yan. Let's see. Yan. Okay. Tapos, magbubukas na ako ng email. Saglit lang, guys. Let me just pull up some, pull up my email. And, let's see, Gmail. Yan. Try na natin to. Say, for example, dito ako mag-send ng email, right? So, gagawin ko, going back to the template. Yan. Lagay ko lang dito sa compose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diba? 5 yung English yun. Next, si Liz Walmsley. So, si Liz, okay. Gusto ko to, put the spring back in the first step. 2. Hi, Liz. Wala, paano ko alisin to? Hi, Liz. Thanks, John. Welcome, companies, blah, blah, blah. Love the tagline, by the way. Website. And recipients. So, mga recipient natin. So, Liz blank at UK. Liz, quick question. Okay, copy paste na natin to. Send. Okay na si Liz. Next, sino pa? Naku, bongga. Si naku, bongga. Bongga si ate. Naku, bongga. Yan. Ano bang gusto natin sa site niya? Gusto ko rin itong tagline niya, transforming potential into performance. Love the tagline, by the way. Transforming potential into performance. Yeah. Tapos, Bongi. Si Bongi pala. Aha, alam ko na. Bongi. Quick question. Sana buksan niya yung email. Yan. Kasi naiilan mo i-email siya ng bongga, di ba? Ay, bongga. Man, ako bongga. Send. Next. Sinisunod. Tapos ito. Sino ito? Tapos ako muna ito, hindi ko alam kung ano pangalan niya. Yan, ito. Si Janice. Janice Hanley. Hey, hi Janice. Yan. Love the tagline, by the way. Janice, Janice. Diba? Janice, ano bang gusto nito sa buhay? Wala naman siyang, wala naman siyang tagline. So, alis na natin to. Uh, yan. Okay? Janice handling. Yan. Hey, Janice. Quick question. Copy. Send. Next. Tapos sa Janice. Ito naman. Dr. Anj. Hi, Dr. Anj. Yan. Info at Bernard Coaching. Good question. Ano ba? Anj. Yan. Send. Anong grupo to? Yung last one. The Louder Partners. Ito lang. Hi there. Yun na lang nailagay eh. No? Cold email naman siya, so doesn't really matter much. Next. Quick question on coaching. Let's see. Yeah, done. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Cold email, yan. Diba? So, ilalagay ko na lang siya dito sa CCTV tracker after kasi nasa akin naman yung listahan ng mga diba? Nasa akin naman yung listahan ng mga emails. So, for example, this one. Nasa akin naman yung listahan. So, pwede ko na siyang ilagay kapag na-cross out ko na to lahat. So, nasa CCTV tracker.
Now, and all that, okay, all that was done in under 30 minutes. The result? Well, remember Bongi from the video? Here was her reply. Hi John, thank you for connecting with me. Yes, I'm open to a quick call. Now, that's just doing one day of outreach using this simple template. Imagine doing this daily for at least 3 times a week. How many clients do you think you could get? And the reason I'm saying that is because when you're consistent doing these simple client getting strategies that I shared with you just now, what happens is this. Sabi ni Sergio dito, you're a badass already good enough. Okay, nawalan ka ng clients, pick up your mouse, start connecting. Malapit na mauubos ang emergency fund mo, pick up your mouse, start connecting. Na zero ka na ba or malapit na, pick up your mouse and start connecting. In fact, here's what he shared last time. Sabi niya, 2 weeks ago, I closed a $3,000 deal, then a $7,000 collab in one day. And in that very same week, I closed a couple more local clients. You see, I've been handling this whole freelancing business thing with one arm tied behind my back kasi mobile data lang ng cellphone ang gamit ko. Can you imagine that? Ayun dito, now I'm fully booked until next month. Imagine over $10,000 in client deals plus a couple of local clients in just under a week gamit lang yung mobile data by simply connecting. Now, if di ka naman magastos sa tao, that kind of income would last you several months, if not a full year. In fact, I remember working as a call center trainer and 360,000 pesos lang ang sahod ko buong taon na may tax pa. Diba? Now, if you're reading this and your reaction is, paano if matanggap ako? Diba? Yun yung takot natin eh. Alam natin gumagana yung sinuturo namin dito, pero ang takot natin is actually, what if gumana? Hindi ko naman alam. Ano nagagawin ko? Relax, I got you. Easy ka lang. Now, this is a very normal reaction to most of our trainings. And let me tell you right now, you have 3 options. Your first option, okay, is if you don't have a skill yet, is to get a client first, then learn it on the fly. Now, if you're thinking, "Whoa, di ba mahirap 'yun? Like kukuha ako ng clients, pag-aaralan ko pag may client na ako." Let me ask you, like especially for those who are nagtrabaho sa corporate, pag nag-apply ka ba, alam mo na ba 100% yung gagawin mo? Di ba hindi pa? I bet you barely even have an idea of what you're gonna do when you applied for work, but you applied anyway. What makes freelancing different? So kapag sa corporate, pwede yung ganong attitude, pero sa freelancing, hindi na pwede. If anything, doing and learning what to do at the same time is the fastest way for you to actually get skilled, not buying one course after another. Just like Michael did. Sabi niya, I have zero knowledge of YouTube ads. Diba? But the client says, you left me no choice but to say yes. Kumbaga, he managed to learn how to do YouTube ads using YouTube. And by the way, the deal that he closed the client at a deal of $3,000 setup fee, $1,500 monthly plus 10% sales commissions. Fast forward to today, he's now able to have $4,500 to $9,000 months by working only 2 hours a day. By the way, yan yung kotse niya and yan yung motor niya. Here's another one from Catherine naman. Sabi ni Catherine, di ba? My first win solid from zero experience, di ba? From zero experience. Tapos sabi niya dito, and ang make or break na 10 minutes call, do you know how to do lead generation? At kinabahan ako na pero kailangan sumagot ng buong katapatan. Sabi ko, I have not done it yet. But your business will be my first account. See that? Kasi most of us are having this problem na what if wala akong alam, tapos malaman niya na wala akong alam, babawi niya yung bayad, hindi. Because before you even get them as clients, you want to be honest, di ba, about your experience. Tulad nito, told the client she has zero experience but was still hired. Here's another example from Hershey. Okay? Now, sabi ni Hershey, hello tribe, this is my first post here. I just got in last week. Last week lang. So I met this client on LinkedIn and reached out to me. Yan, gamit yung pang-connect natin na strategy kanina. Check this out. Sabi niya, nakuha siyang client, but sabi niya, I've been honest with him that I have no experience with website copy. Email copy lang ang skill of choice ko. But guess what? That did not stop the client from getting her service. Sabi ko sa'yo you don't have to flaunt na magaling ka in order to get this to work for you. If you do as we say, okay, if you focus on the who and the what problem you're solving, they'd be interested to get you even if you're upfront and honest na wala ka pang masyadong alam. Again, the goal here, you just have to be really honest. That's the key. There are no unreasonable expectations if you've set the expectations yourself. Hindi mo kailangang magyabang. Hindi siya kailangan dito. You just have to be honest. Pero John, paano kung hindi ko talaga kayang gawin yung mga papagawa? Now, for that, you have the second option naman. You can outsource or delegate your work to people who actually can. You can do it like Christy, who gets clients for herself and outsources the work to experts instead while sharing the profit. Sabi nga niya, I already got 6 clients in line for something I'm not even good at just by doing what you said to do from your previous emails. So, she's getting the clients and she's outsourcing or delegating the work. Because here's the thing, having a business or freelancing business for that matter does not mean you have to be skilled at what you do. Heck, some restaurant owners can't even cook. What's needed is your intention to help. Now, let me give you a really good example of this. Now, I'm not sure if you know this guy, but his name is Jaime Augusto Sobel de Ayala. Ring a bell? Now, his family owns Ayala Corporation, known best for being savvy real estate developers. Now, to say that the guy is rich is practically an understatement. But ito yung tanong can you imagine him sweating under the dry summer heat, digging dirt in the middle of nowhere to lay the foundation for their latest development? I doubt it. And ito pang masaklap, he's not even an engineer nor an architect. In fact, one could argue that he doesn't have the skills to physically develop a property. But he does have one thing, he does have one thing going for him. And it's something that's rarely taught in school, and it's barely even talked about at home. But it's the biggest truth that most freelancers don't even know they're looking for. It's the art of the deal. At the root of all of this, Mr. Sobel is a problem solver. Diba? He found a problem, housing, offered a solution, yung high rise, and found a way to make it happen by hiring people with skills. Deal done, money in the bank, and all that without having to work under the sun. Now, sadly, what most freelancers do is the opposite. They try to collect as many skills available without knowing how to solve problems. And sometimes, problems are solved not by doing the work, but by finding the best people to do it for you. Now, iba naman dito, magsabi, paano kung kasing tamad kita and you don't really want to handle clients? Well, the third option might be for you, which is to use white label agencies. Now, if you're not familiar with white labeling, it's when a product or service removes their brand and instead uses the branding requested by the one who purchased, which in this case, you. Let me give you a concrete example of this. When you go to SM, you can buy all sorts of products that are sold under the bonus brand. Diba? Now, ito yung tanong. Does this mean that SM is producing all those products? Siyempre hindi. They just have various companies that already provide those products and ang ginagawa lang ng SM, they put their brand on it. And you can do the same with freelancing. In fact, you can go to Google right now and type in the white label marketing agencies. Okay? Marami kang makikita. White label digital marketing, Philippines white label services. And if you click any of those links, you can see their prices. Tulad nito. This is for website design. Okay? 5-page 336, 10-page 422, 20-page 613. So basically, you can literally charge $1,000, pay someone to actually do it with you, and you still get to earn the money even if hindi ikaw ang gumawa. Because let's be honest, doing the work isn't really the hard part. It's getting the clients. That's the hardest for most freelancers. Diba? Now, here's the best part. Okay? Sabi nga dito, communicate with your client and your team privately, or you can let them handle communication with your client while you focus on getting sales. Meaning, focus ka lang on getting clients and ikaw at sila naman, they handle client communication plus the client work. What I mean is, you can literally book $1,000, $2,000 projects without doing any of the work and have them handle the clients as well. See what I mean? I guess what I'm trying to say here is, you may not be an expert, but it should not stop you from getting the clients you want at the rates you want. Now, let's go back to the topic of getting clients. There are people kasi who will tell you na getting clients outside Upwork or online jobs or any freelance platforms is complicated. It's up to you kasi. Up to you who you want to believe. Either you believe what they say or you believe me. Kasi you've seen me do the exact same strategies I've taught you just now in real time. And we have dozens of proof that it works for other freelancers as well. In short, it just plain works. So whether you choose to believe something that you've heard versus something that you've actually seen here in this training with your own two eyes is totally up to you. My only goal kasi is to show you what's possible when when we don't limit ourselves to what society tells us we can or can't do. Just like Isa, who has been doing this since 2017. Okay? So I climbed my way up to become the head marketing of SaaS, feel confident about launching our business, nakapag-beta siya ng bahay nila last May, and launched their own SaaS copywriting agency. Now, I'm not sure about the updates, but from what I've heard, now their agency is now serving 10 clients. Na ito naman, si Star. Diba? Sabi niya, Win, para sa pamilyang nakawalong lipat na ng bahay sa loob ng 8 years. I'm just super grateful for today. We now have a place they could call their own, and it's all thanks to freelancing. Here's another one from Mags. Sabi niya dito, I can buy you your friends and this land. Now, ganyan lang talaga yan si Mags, di talaga siya mayabang. But yan, sabi nga niya, when I landed my first job in 2009, I knew two things. I wasn't happy, and I would move heaven and earth to find happiness. For 7 years, I had 3 jobs I didn't love. But when he went to freelancing, ito na yung nangyari. Buying residential and agricultural lands. Now, this is what we want for you. If you can see, most of our members are like this. They're making moves, they're making their family proud, and they're living their dreams despite everything that's happening in the world right now, even nung pandemic. And to be honest with you, this is the very reason why we're doing this. To help you guys live a life that wherein you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. Now, anyway, this video is already longer than it should be, so let's do a quick recap, shall we? So, first, you saw a whole new way to think about the question, saan ako kukuha ng client? We also talked about several ways to find clients to work with, complete with proof from other tribe members. Plus, you saw how in mere minutes of outreach, I was able to get someone interested in my service using the same strategy that you've learned just now. Now, it's been a jam-packed video, so make sure you review your notes and put this into action right away. Now, that being said, the third video is going to be a live webinar where I'm going to show you exactly how our members are closing clients at premium fees. Now, I'm also going to share with you a member case study following the process from beginning to end so you have a full view of the process. What I'm going to show you on the next video is, next training, it will build on everything we talked about today and on our first video. And I believe it will be the most valuable training in the whole training series. Also, in the next video, you'll see how everything fits together. You'll walk away with so much clarity about how everything fits together, and you'll see the areas that are most important for you to look at right now. So, if you're just starting out, this will give you the exact path on how to get started. By the way, I'm also including a PDF download of the entire process so you can print it out and use it as a roadmap to go from complete newbie to someone having a wait list of clients eagerly waiting to, wanting to work with you. Just by learning what we've covered today, you're one step closer to your goal of starting a 6-figure per month work from home freelancing business. But you and I both know that this is so much more than that. This is more than just getting a client or building a freelance business. Ultimately, we all just want to have the freedom to do the things we want, when we want, wherever we want, without worrying, whether or not we can afford it. To be with our family, to be able to provide for our loved ones, or to simply live a comfortable life. And for me, that's what really matters, which is why we really love seeing wins like these from Alfie, a former OFW na nakauwi na doing freelancing full-time. This was posted October 2018. Sabi niya, I happy to do 20 connects, tapos may 4 leads na ako. This was October 2018. And then by February, sabi niya, 2019 naman na, sabi niya, pang-inspire mo sa mga bookkeepers, I just closed a premium service just now for $1,200. Next, by May 5, 4 months later, sabi, this is not to brag, but to inspire. Last month, I got 3 new clients naman. Okay, 3 new clients naman. Sabi niya, yes, I'm not perfect. I may not be consistent, but she's trying. She's trying. This was May 5, 2019. And then by May 15, okay, by the way, dito, magre-resign na sana siya. Sabi niya, so TFMT lang pala makapagpa-uwi sa akin. April 30 sana yon, pero hindi pa extension yung bossing ko. Yan. So May 15, eto na yan. Makapag-resign na siya. And she said, so this is my first day as a full-time freelancer. God has been good to me. Thank you, TFMT family. And now this is May 15. By September 10, ayun, nakauwi na siya. And then, kumuha na siya ng bahay dito sa Pinas. One of my big wins. Sabi niya dito, thank you, Coach Sean, dahil nag-iba ang freelancing mode ko. Hanap talagang results pag ginawa yung style mo. Ayan. Sabi na, thank you, Coach Carlo, is always understanding. Ayan. I want you guys to really internalize that. Kasi di ba nakaka-inspire? Nakaka-inspire, di ba? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is everything that you've learned just now, start putting it into practice, especially since nagsisimula ka pa lang. Because I'm really excited for you because just like Alfie, I can already see the transformation that you're about to go through if and only if you'll follow exactly what we taught you inside this video. Now, before you close this video, by the way, make sure to leave a comment and tell us what was your biggest takeaway in this second part of the training. Is it how to get clients? Na madami palang pwedeng pagkunan ng clients? Or is it the fact that getting clients actually isn't that hard as long as you do it consistently? Well, whatever your answer is, let us know in the comments below. Now, if you found video number 2 useful, please make sure to share it. A lot of people are in need of this opportunity, so make sure to share it so they too would be aware of what online freelancing is and that this is something that's available to them regardless their circumstance. Graduate ka man o hindi, may pera ka man o mawala, o wala, bata ka man o matanda, this is something that anyone can do so long as they take the time to do it. Which is why we want to get this free video training series into the hands of as many people as possible. Because all it takes is just one button. So don't hesitate to share. You never know that one share, diba? That one share might just change or even save someone's life. Anyhow, I can't wait to see you on Friday, so stay tuned for the webinar invite.